How am I going to get him alone? I'm going to kidnap him. I'm going to kidnap the President of the United States.
I'm in.
We're caged.
Please stop. No.
Welcome back to Caged. This is second episode. We're doing the second National Treasure, which is fitting.
Yeah.
National Treasure 2.
Book of Secrets.
Book of Secrets. Not, or the Book of Secrets.
I know, it only took us like 100 times to get that around our heads.
Now we have a grasp on the subtitle. Now we can talk about the movie.
Right, obviously.
I'm Simon.
I'm Cody.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Simon.
Stop copying me.
Well, it happens.
Well, if you haven't seen this show before, we're doing a quote-unquote critique of Nicolas Cage movies, which is not really much of a critique. We complain a lot sometimes.
A lot.
Yeah.
I'd say a lot. From what I heard of the first episode.
Yeah.
Sounds like...
We kind of just go through the movie and bitch about parts we didn't like.
Yeah.
So there's
I
no
heard a
score.
lot.
Well, there's a score at the end. But there's really no format. We just complain.
Right. I heard a lot about
Pretty
an
much.
elevator and a Declaration of Independence last time.
Sadly, the Declaration of Independence doesn't make a cameo in this movie. But,
Sadly.
So you don't get to watch Cage rail it.
Oh, jeez. That went on for too long, I felt like.
It was not long enough.
So what if the Book of Secrets is actually just the Karma Sutra?
Karma Sutra. Oh, boy.
I think he's cheating
You think?
on the new document. It's the Book of Secrets is just his side honey.
Oh, how about...
Side honey?
Please don't.
Well,
Let's get into this.
that'd probably get him in a bind, right?
Oh, ouch. That was a book
Speaking of
joke.
books. National Treasure 2, A Book of Secrets.
It's only going to get worse from here.
The novelization of Book of Secrets. Well, if you haven't seen the movie, go take a chance to watch it. Well, if you don't want to, I guess you don't have to either.
I mean, that's probably
Yes.
why you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just listen to us and try to get a grasp on what the movie is actually about, which you won't have a good idea by
Yeah,
the end.
you won't, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We had to kind of sit around and talk about that plot for a little bit.
Yeah, we had to chew on it a bit. It was a bit gamey.
Hey, you're not wrong.
I think that's the word you choose to describe this plot.
Okay, so you're back. You watched the movie, or you didn't because you didn't care.
It's
but let's start on this. So we start
Right.
with a flashback.
Right.
Is it a-
1865.
Who's flashbacking?
It's
well,
not
the
really
movie.
It's
the movie had a
movie?
flashback.
Okay, I know it has
We
a flash.
just watched the
I
movie.
know the movie flashback.
They literally flashed back into time.
But I was
Yeah.
like, what
To
character's
1860
having a flashback?
The
No,
Gates
Great
family.
grandfather. Yeah, it's a
Gates
flashback on the Gates family.
Yeah, like the Book of Secrets.
Okay.
Allegedly, potentially.
I'll be real with
Allegedly.
you. That first 10 minutes, I was not invested.
I could tell.
yeah, I
You
was
just don't like historical movies.
I'm not even that. It was just cool, I guess.
It was okay. Because
yeah.
you just shut up for the first 5 minutes while
All
we
right,
talk
I'm
about
fine
the
with that.
flashback. Okay.
So it's a flashback with Thomas Gates.
yeah,
so
back
that-
in 1865, I think it was 5 days after the Civil War,
Ended, yeah.
and there's in a bar or something like that, and out of all the people to show up and talk to Thomas Gates, John Wilkes Booth is like, "Hey, how's it going? I have this code you need to decipher for me so I can find I think it was just treasure at the time. So,
He's like, yeah, I can do that.
I think I can do that."
Just give me a little bit. And
Yeah, and John Wilkes Booth is like, "That's cool.
I got some errands to run.
I have some errands to run in the city real quick. I have a play to go see." So
I heard it'll be a blast.
it was a big blast for Lincoln, apparently.
So John Wilkes Booth, can we glaze over that? Because most people know history. He went and assassinated
He assassinated Lincoln.
shot him in the head.
Shot him in the head. And
Now is
Well, he was-
Abraham dead?
Abraham dead. Nice to know you paid attention for that, Dakota. Yeah.
He runs away like a Bitch.
Bitch. Yeah, you can say bitch.
Bitch.
Yeah,
With the pause at
that was real forced.
Trying to
I
censor
had to
yourself.
I had to hang on that word because I have a filter in here. I'm like a whale that like filters out krill, but it's the reverse wave with bad words.
But yeah, as
It's like the whale tea. Have you
as
ever
an
watched
unwanted-
Finding Nemo?
that was an
No, I know what you're
unwanted
talking about. I
explanation.
think that's called like baleen or baleen or something. It's like
Bailey's Irish cream.
it's kind of like keratin or something.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I know more about whales than I do this movie.
That's bad because we literally
I
just
know
watched
we
it.
just watched this movie.
Dakota, they're watching Planet Earth, the whales videos.
Planet Earth. What? Planet Earth?
Did I say Planet?
No, I'm just thinking of Planet Earth with Snoop Dogg. That's all.
Oh,
But as God, Jesus, that's past like 2 minutes. You guys is bullshitting.
after the whale scene, we jump to modern day with Nicolas
You're
Cage.
going to gloss over the fact that
Oh, he burned the book.
they
Yeah.
burned the not even the
I've written
whole
down.
book, but
just
John
the
Wilkes
pages.
Booth assassinated Lincoln, and then as
His
he was
butt-
running
his-
away, he had like that henchman. I don't know
Whoever it was.
they didn't even really
Yeah, I don't think it's
clarify. He just had like a KDC like
pin.
pin on him that Thomas Gates is like, oh wow, KDC, that's kind of nifty right there.
Nifty
As
little
he's
thing.
after he said that and like deciphered it, people are like, yo, Lincoln just got shot in the head, and they had like
And
a
he's
little,
like, well, you wouldn't happen to know anything about that.
and
would you?"
then, yeah, they kind of had this like they're looking at each other, a gun gets pulled out. They kind of think about it for a second. He rips out some of the pages, throws it in the fire. He
Oh,
gets shot.
That's
and-
when the kid's watching, right?
yeah, the
Yeah,
kids,
the
watch-
kids
there the
yeah,
whole
the kids
time.
watching.
He got shot to the heart. The kid was too
Thomas
late.
Gates' son. We should clarify. Thomas Gates' son was watching the whole
Yeah.
Thomas
al-
Gates
altercation.
Jr.
Don't know
They never
Junior.
said
not.
his name, I don't
Yeah.
think.
Well,
He was just the grandfather of Patrick Gates, which
is
is
the father of
Ben Gates, who was
oh yeah, his
Which-
name was Patrick. For some reason, I thought it was Paul.
No.
I know they said it was Patrick.
close, but not quite.
Terms of the P,
So every time I just forgot, I was like, Paul Blart,
No.
and that's kind of where my mind went for
You
a
were
while.
stuck on whales and Paul Blart this entire movie.
No,
It's really hard not to be.
I can tell. But just speaking of the Gates lineage, it then does like a hard cut to modern day where Ben Gates is giving a speech.
About something.
Well, he was talking about the whole like history of like, I think
About well,
Pretty much
they,
like
they
that
had
whole-
they had what was left of the book, and they were talking about how
Oh.
if they would have deciphered that code, I guess. Did they know about the code at that point, or if they had? If,
They didn't know about the
if
code,
they
though.
like
If they had went through with their plans,
yeah and got
the
like
South may have won the
May have
Civil
Yeah,
War.
risen
'cause-
again.
they would have risen 5 days after
Because
the Civil War ended.
They
Because they
could-
would
yeah.
have gotten a lot of gold and they would have got a lot of guys and a lot of guns.
And a lot of queens of England.
Allegedly. But that's
Allegedly.
later on.
Sorry, spoilers.
Spoilers for a potential letter. But yeah, he gave the speech, and then after he's ended the speech,
There's the villain of the movie, Mitch Wilkinson.
yeah, Mitch Wilkinson, who was played by
Ed Harris.
which he's like,
You mean Ed Hairless? Because
Oh.
he's bald.
but he's like stereotypical bad guy.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Bald-
look what I found.
Bald white dude shows up. He's like, "Yo, I got the other piece of the puzzle," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
I thought that shit got burned.
Why wait so long?
I know. I think they said like it was like 140 years after that whole
Right.
like
He lost it.
altercation.
It was in one of the drawers, and he just didn't know which one. It
don't
took his
think-
family that long to go through all 8 drawers.
I guess so.
You found it in the drawer with his Rogaine.
Yeah. No wonder he never found it. That's the forbidden drawer. He doesn't look in there.
Yeah,
So somehow that means Thomas Gates is a traitor, though, since he found the book, because his name is written there with John Wilkes Booth
Yeah,
and the other conspirators.
because on the paper it had John Wilkes Booth I think it might have had the name of the other guy, but it's like
It had,
John
like,
Wilkes
3 or 4
Booth
names.
and then Thomas Gates. Those were like the 2 names that they really lined up
Focused on,
there,
yeah.
and people were like, "Hey, you're on the same list as John Wilkes Booth." You're
He
a
was
bad
the
guy.
mastermind.
He was the mastermind. So obviously, since his name was on John Wilkes Booth, he's like, "Yo, you were the reason. Your family's descendants they're the reason why Lincoln was assassinated."
And that kind of sets off the plot of the movie.
Right.
Because Gates,
Ben
wants
Gates,
to-
Nick Cage.
he wants to clear his family's name
wants
because
to-
he's been dubbed the not the ancestor, the
Descendant
descendant
of the Lincoln Killer.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever.
or team of whatever
Whatever.
Right.
of
Which
Lincoln
is,
Killers.
Yeah.
That should be a new
sucks.
band name instead of the
Lincoln
Killer. It'd be the
Killers.
Lincoln
Lincoln
Killers.
Killers.
Oh, Jesus.
We'll combine Lincoln Park and the Killers.
No.
What
the
genre
Lincoln
of music
Killers.
would we get if we did that?
A bad one.
Folk.
Folk? Folk?
Yeah, we'll get folk music.
Just banjos start playing.
Yeah.
And it's just
Can we
like-
get like emo folk going on?
Emo folk. I'd be okay. I think
I'd
that'd
be
be an
alright.
interesting thing to listen to.
I
Would
almost
it
wa-
be?
I almost want to give that a try. Not actually try it myself, but I just want to
Like-
like listen to it and give it a try.
Dabble with it a little bit?
Just
Yeah.
like, I want to see how it sounds.
So the page fits to the
Okay.
book. So
Page fits
everyone
the book, so
thinks
automatic traitor.
Thomas Gates was a traitor. Yeah, automatic traitor.
So, clear the name of my family.
Then we
Yeah. All right. So he's cleared the name of his family, but that's purely out of pride.
Yes.
There's been no real repercussions of this discovery.
Well,
They established no real repercussions of this discovery.
the repercussions is that your family will be branded as president assassinators.
yes.
That, no. You
Right.
don't, no,
Right.
no.
Which again,
no.
is
Not necessarily
shitty.
an occupation that passes down, like
Right.
not the
Right.
family business.
But you
Right.
know, once it's on you, it sticks on you. I mean, you see any Hitlers going around? No.
I mean, now that you said the other day.
Okay. Any Adolf Hitlers going around
Oh
and
no,
stuff
no,
like that?
no Adolf Hitlers.
Because I'm pretty sure his descendants are like, yeah, we're not having kids. Because we don't want, no, we're the last. That's why he wants to clear his name. He doesn't want to be a Hitler.
He wants to have kids.
But then it goes to
Riley, he's
his
at the book signing.
sidekick.
Yeah.
Riley Poole.
Poor Riley.
Yeah,
poor Riley.
Or
Which-
Riley.
who played Riley? Justin Bartha.
Yes.
I don't know Justin Bartha
Well,
really.
he plays Riley Poole in the
Well, I know
National
that,
Treasure
but
movies.
I'm trying to.
I can't think of anything
Yeah, I
else.
can't think of anything else he's in.
I feel bad
Yeah, he
For-
has a rough time.
for his actor and him throughout the whole movie. He just gets shit on the entire
Well,
movie.
this movie is just like an analogy to his actual acting career.
Oh no! I don't know if you.
No one knows who he is.
I feel like we should look that up after this and make
Oh wait,
sure.
the
'cause
dude
I-
that played Riley?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the Hangover movies.
Oh, it was the guy they couldn't find,
Wait.
though.
Yeah, but he has a bigger
Oh,
role.
he
The
has
second
the-
one, yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
second one, he has a bigger role, and I think he's in the third, but don't
I
hold me
don't
to
know.
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, so at least he's still kicking around in Hollywood. Good for him.
a little bit.
Good for
But-
him.
But how long has it been since Hangover 3 came out?
Dude, I feel like I don't know.
Well,
But
let's
besides the
click on his
goddamn point,
click on his name.
We're
we
going
need to
beyond
talk
Nicolas
about
Cage.
the goddamn movie, Dakota. And when you talk, you're like, "Hey, what's going on in this dude? Hey, what about these whales?"
That says a lot about the movie I just watched.
First Hangover came out in 2009.
So that was shortly after this movie.
National Treasure.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man. Okay.
Oh,
Not he's on a what?
Cooper Bear. Never
Cooper
Hangover
Bear.
3 came out in 2013.
Ooh. Okay.
His most recent thing was...
The Big Break.
It says it's a short.
Oh, that's 2019. So no, sorry for your loss. Driven.
I have no idea what
I
any of these movies
don't
are.
know any of these titles.
I don't know.
Let's move back.
Oh, okay.
But he's at his book signing from his. I guess he just made a. I didn't watch the first movie at all.
Oh, he didn't write the book in the first movie. I think he wrote the book about the first movie.
Yeah, he wrote a book. I guess about the events of the first
National
movie,
Treasure.
or like
it was also
other
about
secrets
like,
as well.
Yeah, secrets and conspiracy theories. and
Okay.
stuff. He says that later on.
Okay.
because that. Well, we'll get into that later.
Right, but he's at his book signing.
Trying to flirt with all the ladies.
And they all
They're all like, no, I want the cage.
They want the gates. That's what they want.
They want the
So
They want the
They
big
know they
gates.
want the cage.
They want entrance to the pearly gates.
Yes, they want in the Cage's gate.
It's just not working out for
They
poor
wanna have
Riley.
anal
That is
with
book
Nicolas
signing.
Cage.
after a couple times, he catches on. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Ben
Ben
Gates.
Gates.
No, he just breaks it. I'm Nicolas Cage. That is
Then-
my name.
But then she breaks the news to him that his beautiful Ferrari that he bought in the first movie was being towed.
Bye.
So
He just gets towed and he gets shit on.
Literally.
Well, because
figuratively.
and I'm pretty sure literally at some point on his walk back to meet
There's a
with
little
Nick
poop on him.
Cage / Ben Gates and talking about their
Someone
day.
empties out their pot through the
You
the tower window.
Chamber,
Shut up.
Yeah, the
chamber
chamber
pots
pot.
aren't a thing anymore.
Oh, I guess I've never been to that big of a city. I didn't know.
I don't even know what town they were in, city, whatever. I don't even know.
have a
it
joke.
doesn't-
I didn't
it
even say
doesn't-
just
I don't have a
stereotypical
joke.
city. But he's walking.
city is-
But he's walking back to Ben Gates's. I guess. Well, he's living with his
Yeah,
dad,
he's
right?
living-
Because he got kicked out by his girlfriend.
Yeah.
That didn't work out.
It may work
It
out.
may- well, it's a fucking.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
It's Nick
Spoilers.
Cage. He always gets the girl,
He always gets the girl.
even if she said no the first 100 times.
he breaks her will.
Breaks her will with his Nick Cage spirit.
Now I just imagine her as like a wild stallion.
Why?
He just got to break her will.
You motherfuckers.
Hey, this isn't Bill and Ted.
Sorry.
Yeah, they meet up and talk about how shitty their day has been, and
Riley literally got shit on.
literally
Yeah.
got shit on,
I
and
mean-
they decide, hey, I'll help you try to clear your family's name. No big deal, because what could go wrong?
We're friends.
We're friends, somewhat.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. They
Somewhat.
don't feel like friends 90% of the time.
They feel like
You're my sidekick.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley never gets like any of the credit either. So why does he still follow him around?
because for the action, like if he wasn't following him
for-
around,
for
he'd
the
get absolutely
1%.
nothing. Yeah, the 1%.
Dude,
for
if he
his
can get that
one gold
1% of like money from a treasure, dude, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. I mean, he got
Until he
that.
got the Ferrari.
He
out
got
of
that
it.
Car gets
Ferrari.
repoed.
Oh, yeah, and owed the IRS like $6 billion. Or was it
I think
billion?
it's
Six
million.
six million.
Million. I'm sorry.
I would say billion. That's ludicrous.
That is a lot of money.
Ludicrous. And
Not
he
that 6
wasn't in
million
the
isn't.
movie.
But-
Right.
But
So they go break in because they need something from Nicolas Cage's house from Ben Gates. They need his wife's clearance card for where she
I
works.
don't even think they were they
I think
even
they were just
married? I
dating.
thought they were just
Oh,
dating.
they're girlfriends.
But they were
They're-
they were-
They're
Girlfriend?
girlfriends.
Are you
Break
telling-
into his old house that he was living in with his girlfriend at the
his
time.
fellow
How
girlfriend.
come she got the house?
I don't
because
know.
he's like,
'Cause-
fuck it, why not?
And he liked the house. In the end of the first movie, he like had this big story of why they picked that house,
Yeah.
and then
Well, he didn't care about the house. He literally did not care. But he,
So-
It was a big house.
I
too.
think that house
Yeah.
was bigger than. I don't think it was the same house as the end of the first movie.
Probably
I think
wasn't.
that
It's
house
possible
was
they
different.
moved around. I don't know.
right. But
So they break into her house.
break into
their
his
house.
slash her
Because
house.
she changed the security codes on him, so he couldn't get in
Ah,
by
that's- and
himself.
that's
Yes.
what that's one reason why he had
Yeah,
Riley
that's
with him.
why Riley was with him. So Riley could stop
in.
the alarm from going off.
Help me break into my own house, Riley.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked to you or needed you since then.
Well, we don't know that. They could have
Honestly,
been
we
hanging
don't
out a
know that.
lot. Because he just walked down the street and found him, so he knew where he was going.
Right.
I don't know.
But
There's
la-
a
but
scene
later- yeah.
with the book.
We'll get to that.
You can
all right?
not read something for a long time and then
He didn't even open it.
He did, yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't open it.
spoilers.
Man, you guys are all over the place right now. I'm trying to. You guys are all
Sometimes
over
it's
the
fun
place.
to explore.
We gotta talk about a movie, and we're only
We're,
like at
we're
the.
talking about the same movie.
We're in the beginning right now.
Yeah.
We're still in the beginning, like 10 minutes in, potentially 15 minutes in.
or 2 hours. I don't know how long we've been talking.
So we're at the house. Nick Cage and Riley.
Yeah,
just broke
he
into
get-
the
he
house.
they get what they were
snatches
coming
her ID card to get into.
Lady Gates. Her name's Abigail, by the way.
Yeah.
figured it out this time.
Second movie we figured out her
So they
name.
can get into her place of work to.
Her pants.
Yeah, into her place of work, so
work.
they
That
could
didn't
look
work
at
the
that.
first. Well, it might have worked
It
the
totally
first time.
worked the first one.
Yeah, they're just trying to look at that scrap of paper that
Apparently, she has.
Wilkinson brought to
Yeah.
Yeah.
his speech.
But
Well, Ben Gates' speech at the the
But
class or
we have
whatever.
to take note that the White House aide, tour guy, whatever, took her out on a date and brought her back because he's important later on.
Yeah.
and as
I'll say
I don't
he was a
remember-
as
White
their-
House curator.
Curator.
There we go.
but
I'll
as
say.
as they're leaving, she comes back from her date. and
Yeah, with the
catches
curator and like, yo, what's going on?
My favorite.
Ah,
thing,
you fucking him.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, my favorite.
I
thing
just came here to get this plant.
My favorite thing about that scene is she realizes that Riley is there too, because there's no way he could have broken into this house without him.
I say, there's no
And he's
way.
just like,
Oh,
cool, what's up?
Yeah. I came here to check out this plant.
I really missed my plan.
So they with Abigail go
Yeah.
to the to her workplace to look at that paper, and they
They find that code on the back.
like parts of it. I don't know
A
if it was like
smudge.
Yeah,
that
it was a
they
majority
kinda-
of the cipher.
yeah, that's right. They
Yeah.
saw a smudge on like the front side, so they just like turn it over. Oh, hey, look, there's code on the back.
But then they take that and they go somewhere. What is it? Patrick's house? Ben Gates' father's house?
Yeah, Ben.
No, they
Gates-
were still.
No, it's his dad's house because he
they
got
had to figure
kicked
out
out
the
of his
cipher.
house, so he's living with his dad, Patrick.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they're at his house, trying to decipher the code the best they could. And what did it end up deciphering into? It was like a lot of
They found the key to the code because of his great grandfather, like his last dying words or
It
something.
was like a riddle.
So that's how they find the key.
The debt that all men pay or something like that.
yeah, it was death.
Death.
Yeah.
Debt.
And then they put that into some program and got a lot of.
Because apparently bacon didn't work.
Because bacon didn't work, or Baron, or bourbon. No, I think it was Baron and bacon didn't work. Obviously, death.
While this is happening, Abigail is meeting with
Wilkinson, right?
Wilkinson.
Yeah,
for dinner.
Yeah.
they were fucking there.
like right on the
They were
table.
right on the table.
They asked if he wanted the pork chop, and he said no.
I'll have her pork.
Chop.
And obviously, when she answers obviously when she's talking to him, he's like, "Yo, what you talking about?"
Get over here. I need to put some more hot sauce
Oh,
on.
you talking about I forget what the code deciphered into. I think it was like some place in France that they.
Legume.
I think it was talking about like some place in France that they had to
was.
go to.
They had
Where it had like the smaller Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, it links somehow to the Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
Right, which
And
Wilkinson being an idiot, he went to the one in New York City. Which Ben Gates being the smart one,
turns
he
out-
went to the one.
yeah,
in
it turns out
Paris.
there's actually 3 of them.
Yeah, I didn't know there was 3. I was fucking stupid. I only knew
The
of
more you
one.
know.
I only knew of ours.
Well, it was a gift. Was it from?
It
was
was
from
a gift
France.
from France, so
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense that they'd be like, "Hey, let's just make this smaller thing bigger and give it to them." America likes big
America
things.
likes big things. give them the big one.
Gonna make
Give
them feel
them the
good about
big one.
themselves.
So yeah, they go to that smaller statue and
They're in
trying-
France, and they're trying to take a picture of something that's written on the Statue of Liberty.
And
Yeah, like a little.
Riley has it. Oh, it's
helicopter.
not a drone. It's
It's like a little helicopter drone
But-
thing,
It was a drone before drones existed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah,
pretty much.
but he was using the camera on it to try and find something hidden on it, and he notices something, so he uses it and zooms in, and all of a sudden when he zooms in, it's like
the
perfect
pictures,
quality.
Yeah, the
You can
picture's
read
crystal
it.
clear.
But
That
before it was
quality.
terrible.
It's just making sense. It's blurry. It would be the opposite way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not how camera works.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
wrong.
that quality went stupid. It was just crazy good. But it's movie magic, you know. It's,
Yeah,
you know,
I
plot.
guess so.
You need to move that
It's
forward.
Nicolas Cage magic.
It was.
But then he went and Benjamin Gates went over and sweet talked a couple police officers that was
yeah.
going to give him a
He
ticket.
kisses on him.
Oh yeah, because they were making a
French
disturbance
kisses,
with
too.
the drone.
It's the only kisses French people will take.
And so when they got that picture of the like words on the statue, they're like, "Hey, since you're going to write us a ticket, can you figure out what this means?" Which I think it was talking about like the
desk.
two
That's what-
like
yeah.
The two twins or something like that.
twin desks that's in the Buckingham Palace and
The president's desk.
the
Oval Office.
Oval Office. Almost said oral office.
It's just burnt in my now.
Just
Force a habit.
force of habit. Damn it!
Well, that's what it was when Clinton was in office.
it was.
My man.
So since they're in France, they're like, "Hey, Buckingham Palace. That's just a hop, skip, and a jump away."
But flash back to the United States.
Flashback.
And not a flashback. It's flashing to a different location.
Cut.
Flash away.
You cutting?
Don't you mean cutting?
Maybe.
Cut to
Flash cutting to the United States.
cut to the United States.
We're back at Patrick Gates' house. And Wilkinson breaks in and knocks him out and then clones his phone so he gets all of his calls and texts. So Wilkinson has a duplicate phone of Patrick Gates, who is Ben Gates' father.
Yes, that is what happened.
Then flash cut back to there would be in Britain.
Yeah,
right.
they're in Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's London. I want to say.
Yes.
But shortly after that, Ben Gates calls his father and tells him where they're going.
So
And-
Wilkinson knows where
And
they're
then
going.
the next,
Well, it's like I think it's the day before
yeah,
that
the
they
day
go
before.
to
Then
Buckingham
the next
Palace.
day, they get into Buckingham Palace, and guess who shows up?
Abigail.
Lady Gates.
Yeah, why was she was there because what's his face?
Because the
Patrick.
dad's
Patrick
like,
Gates
his
told
dad's
him.
like, "Yo, check out my son. I think he's in trouble.
I think he needs sex.
I think he needs sex." No.
And then that's when probably the best scene of the whole movie kicks in my
Oh.
opinion.
Oh, when he,
the fake fight.
to make a
wait,
distraction.
making a
so
scene.
you mean when Riley does his setup in the bathroom?
yeah, when
right?
Riley sets up in the bathroom.
I'm sorry.
Riley's setting up his surround sound multi-screen masturbation station.
With like 3 phones and an iPod.
That he tears apart for some reason.
Yeah, so he could then hack into the Buckingham Palace's security system of all things. Don't know how that would work, but hey,
With code and
but hey, cage magic, you know.
cage magic.
So they
I'm glad
had
it's a thing now. I'm glad it's caught on.
cage magic, but they had to.
While he's dropping some brown trout and watching the news,
Right.
there Abigail comes walking up the steps.
To
And-
confront him.
Yeah, Gates, knowing he needs a distraction to make a distraction, picks a fight with her right there in front of everyone.
A lover's
Acting like
quarrel.
yes.
A lover's quarrel.
And
And
he gets
Security guards try and step in, and then he goes off the deep end.
Goes
per
really
se.
racist.
he
and then
goes-
jumps on a railing, and the security officer's
that's
trying
the
to get
most
him off.
animated I've seen him in any film.
You haven't seen him in the new Spider-Man movie.
We
He's pretty animated. in that.
Shut up.
fuck off.
Gets super like stereotypical like
British.
Doing
British
accents
to
and- yeah.
British security guard in Buckingham Palace, which I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one person you don't want to have an attitude with. But he seemed pretty chill about it. He let him go on for about a minute or two.
And then he was like,
Yeah, it wasn't
You're
until
done.
he pulled out the accent where he was like, all right,
All
I'm
right,
done
all
with
right.
this. We can call this a day, right?
Throws them both in like a
In a
cage.
cage.
They get caged.
cage. They get caged up.
In a cage of cages. And then they bang.
Ah, there it
Pretty
is.
much.
Right there. They just do it. All the security guards watch.
Yeah, I guess
I
they
was waiting for a Cage of Lust joke, but you just
that
weren't
the day,
delivering.
yeah.
I mean, that was the cage of lust. That was quite literally.
Yeah, I
Cage of
guess they
Lust.
didn't really have any like actual cells because it was just like a supply, like
Supply closet.
Yeah.
sorta, but it was a cage instead because there was like filing cabinets and like
Maybe it
shelves
was
in
like,
there.
well, they wouldn't put them in there if it was like secure documents. That wouldn't make any sense.
Right. So I don't know why they threw them in there. It was weird.
Maybe it's like the porking station.
And then no one like stood guard on them. So when Riley's like, "Oh hey, yeah, I unlocked the door for you,"
And they escape.
they just waltz out and they just take like a.
They had to straighten their ties.
Oh, and he grabs flowers.
Yes.
The flowers didn't even really do anything.
He was using them to hide his face in the next scene, but they go to an elevator, a dumbwaiter, and go upstairs.
I was saying, in the grand scheme of things, the
And-
flowers were just.
He
There.
passes by like
Oh,
a
he flirts with her
maid
in the elevator, and then
He
he's like,
passes by
"Is
as a
that your
maid."
perfume?"
and like starts
Or
making
are
up
you
an
just
excuse why he
sexy?"
has.
And she's like, it's just the flowers. Please, no.
And he bats his eyes at her.
He does. He actually
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me swoon
But what they go with that like little.
for Nick Poon.
What was it, like a little service elevator? No,
Yeah,
not service, but
dumbwaiter.
oh yeah. They
But-
go up that with the flowers to get to the queen's table and
desk.
desk table. Oh, whatever.
You got to be specific. This was a desk, not a table.
Well, they said table in the movie as well, but it ended up being a desk, and they said desk.
It was the Queen's armoire. I didn't think
Armoire?
I didn't think I
What?
said that
I
right.
don't think
I don't
that's
think
it.
that. I don't think that. I definitely don't think that's the right one. But then they're trying to figure out how to trigger the secret mechanism that's in the desk to find the secret. And
Turns out it's a combination lock.
And well, they found out that that it wasn't actually made by a furniture builder, but by a what did they?
Lockbox.
I think it was
or
an
something like that.
Indian
What's the name?
Yeah, he just like worked on like puzzles and stuff
puzzle
like
maker.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like,
Whatever.
fuck it, yeah, I'll make a table. Or not a table, a desk.
Fuck it. I'll
He
make.
made one of each.
Fuck it. I'll make 2 of them.
I'll make 2 of them, and they both have secret mechanisms with a secret little drawer for you. If you put in, I think it was like
18.
Queen Victorian, like whenever it was gifted to Queen Victorian or something like that. It was
I
like
don't remember.
it was like
It was the same date that was on the statue. of Liberty in
1876,
France.
something like
yeah,
that.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I think it was 1876. But yeah, he puts it in there. The secret compartment pops out. Little like what?
Would
You
it
give
have
me a
been-
weird look.
Would it have been 1876 because that was after Lincoln was assassinated?
Thought it was it 76?
I don't remember.
Because I thought
Maybe it was 76 and we found a plot hole in the movie.
It said like underneath it,
But
it had like 1860.
It could have.
On the-
It could have been just like a code. It wouldn't have had to been.
Well, it correlated to something. I can't remember
I don't
what that date
remember.
correlated, but it correlated to something.
Yeah, and all of this is just to clear his his family's name of assassinating
In the process
Lincoln.
of clearing your name, you commit at least 30 other
So many.
crimes.
He's not done yet, though.
Yeah, he's not done yet.
He's got a few more up his sleeve.
Broke into Buckingham Palace, got to the Queen's lock table.
Yeah.
Or you put in the combination,
He got some wood.
got the wood tablet that had,
And then he pitched a
said,
tent.
I think he said Incan or Aztec writing on it.
Some
At
native.
first,
I think it was
at
Incan.
first. He said Incan and Aztec. I think it ended up being like start with an O.
I know it was
with an
like pre-colonial,
Orthodontist.
pre-colonial
Not orthodontist.
Native American.
Right, we can just go
Yes,
there. I think
let's see,
I
let's
almost
see.
wanted to say Olma
Oregon.
or something like that.
So I couldn't tell you specifically, but
Think Olma. Whatever.
Something.
yeah,
like
but
Pre-colonial native language.
right.
that. People's.
So yeah.
All this to clear his family's name. And he gets it, leaves, somehow doesn't get into trouble.
Oh, we noticed the corgi on the Queen's desk.
I like how I just pointed that out because I just know that she loves corgis.
So it's authentic. This movie, they were actually at her desk. Because that was the
I
corgi.
doubt that was actually her actual desk.
They had the real president in it.
I don't.
No,
I doubt that.
I think
If it was, then man, Bush was looking fine.
I mean, he was working out for this.
It was
He
a fine.
working out
It
for
was a
this part.
fine Bush.
I don't think I've ever seen Bush be that tall.
He trimmed,
Tall.
he trimmed himself a little bit. He got trimmed.
So they leave Buckingham Palace unscathed.
Oh, we noticed the Incans assassinated Lincoln at this point. No context, so let's keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they left because
It was their plan the whole time.
Yeah.
That's right. They left because Riley set off a bunch of alarms in the in the palace so they
Well,
could.
because the guy
escape.
noticed they weren't in the cage of lust fucking anymore.
Okay.
So he's like, "Hey, what am I going to do now?" And then he's
So
like,
they slid out the. I don't know if it was the front or the back or whatever. They got out of there, and thus Wilkinson. What the fuck? What's so funny?
When you said they slid out the front or the back, I'm like, right, they slithered on in.
God damn it, Simon. So when they get outside,
Wilkinson's there
Wilkinson shows up with some of his
Goons.
with his gun
with his-
people.
with his gun goons. Which all they contribute is they have guns and they're
Wait,
dumb.
Could his gun goons be the Bang Bros?
The Bang Bros.
Bang
Oh
Bros.
no. No.
But him and Nick Cage share like eye contact for a while.
Well, Wilkinson notices them,
Yeah.
and one of his goons was about to go after him. He's like, whoa, wait. What's that wood he's got in his hand? What's that? So they sit there and wait for them just to talk about their bullshit. And then he's like, all right, now we go.
Well, this
And
is when
but-
Nicolas Cage
yeah, he sees
first
the-
notices this is the bad guy.
Okay.
Like, he didn't like him before.
Wilkinson.
Right.
Wilkinson's
Oh,
the bad guy.
Hi.
I'm the bad
Get 'em.
guy. Yeah, I'm the bad guy of this movie. Are you surprised? I think not.
It was like foreshadowed the way he was talking in the beginning. You instantly
Yeah,
knew he was the
yeah.
bad guy.
I thought it was going to be like related to John Wilkes Booth
Me
or something
too.
like that, but
Oh,
I don't
well.
think that panned out.
No.
It might have been related to the guy that was with John Wilkes Booth, but nothing came of that. I don't
Right.
think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the plot doesn't hold up.
But
Well, they get in a car chase then.
yep,
Yep.
it's a car chase.
And then a dog kisses his backup camera.
I like
and
that's
how
an
you wrote
important
note
note.
of that.
I put doggy
Dog-
kisses.
Dog
Dog.
car chase.
Oh, there's a
Which
funny
he-
scene where Riley thinks he's gonna drive for the car chase.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
and
I guess one thing comes out of
they're
the
in
car
England.
chase at the end where it's like they were going to hand off the wood
Oh,
tablet
yeah.
to
Oh,
him.
he juked
and then
him.
he does a psych and yeets it off the bridge.
But before that, they run a red light and get a picture of it.
Oh, yeah, so they
With the
have
traffic
there
cam.
you go.
And then Riley hacks in and gets that picture. So they have a
Right.
copy of the wood.
Right.
How do you hack
How
in
does
there?
he hack in? How does he do it so quickly?
I don't know, dude.
That's
Cage magic.
Cage magic.
Cage magic.
All right.
So they got the picture. They threw the wood in the river.
And the bad guys stopped
bad
to get the wood
guys
out of the
jumped
river.
Off the bridge.
Only one of
got
them.
the wood. Yeah. Well, they got the wood. Cage has the Ben Gates Cage has the photo.
Ben Cage.
and
Yeah.
Takes
I think
it
They,
to-
at this point,
Did
they go
they-
back to their dad's.
Yeah,
his
they go
dad's
back
house.
to his dad's.
Takes it to Papa Gates.
Tries to
Daddy Gates.
decipher it there. They're like, I don't know what the fuck this says.
Ask
There's only,
your mom.
Yeah, there's only one person.
There's only
we know.
one lady, and she
Guess-
hates me.
He goes
Yeah.
see.
Guess who wasn't in the last movie? His
Mommy
mom.
Gates.
Whoa,
Mom.
guess we'll just introduce
Mom.
her now.
And her name is Emily. We took note of that. So she's
Appleton?
not.
Emily
Nope.
Appleton.
Nope.
Yeah.
Played
Nope.
by Helen
it's not.
Mirren.
Yeah, played
It's
by.
not. What do you
Helen
mean it's
Mirren.
not?
It's not.
What do you mean it's
I don't
not?
know. So they go see his
Mrs.
mommy,
Gates.
Mrs. Gates.
This
Mama
should be
Gates?
actual Mama Gates. That
Mama
might be a little
Gates.
better to
Mama Gates.
clarify.
Mama
that.
Appleton?
Mama Apple. No, Mama
God
Gates.
damn
Sticking
it.
on this joke.
I like the last name.
I thought this joke fell long ago, but nope.
Just like the apple.
I've just been
Yep.
ignoring
From
the,
the tree.
joke.
They go to meet up with her, and I think the University of Maryland, because she's like a teacher,
Or professor
counselor,
or
professional.
something.
Professor something.
Stripper.
She works there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope she's not a stripper. But they meet up with her there. She
Argument ensues.
Yeah. it's mommy and daddy fight.
Oh yeah, mom dad fight. 'cause
They get
their mom
super
and dad.
Also, for that scene, just because it comes up later, Riley just doesn't go in that office.
He-
Oh yeah, he
avoid
stays
that.
outside. There's
Yeah.
a
'Cause he
there's
doesn't
a
There's a
wanna
little
deal with
chair
it.
just
chilling
right
out
across
there
the
with him.
hall, and he just sits and he's like, "Yeah, I want no part of this," which leads to a cool scene at the end. Just
continuity.
yeah, continuity, real good continuity.
They're
there.
solid with that at least. Plot, I don't know. It's oh yeah.
Continuity, yeah.
Oh yeah, they still have the ancient the ancient Native American wood tablet that's going to prove that his family did not have a part in Lincoln's assassination.
Which ends up just being a clue towards
The president's desk.
I'll say, well, it was
No.
only half of it.
Oh, okay.
the
They needed
big
the other half.
thing it alludes to is just the city of gold.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
As Simon called it earlier, the city of Ebola.
Ebola.
Whatever the actual
Right.
name was, we're not
Starts
sure.
with an S. Cibola.
Cibola. I was close.
You were.
I was like one letter off, probably. Cibola. Why Cibola? I don't know.
See, I thought it would be El Dorado, but that's
I know.
probably
I was
not the
thinking
same
El
thing.
Dorado too, but they went Cibola. I was like, I've never heard of that
Yeah, me
city of
either.
gold.
Well, now
How
you
many
have.
cities of gold are there?
I only
Apparently,
know
there's
El
at least
Dorado.
two.
I said there's
two?
at least two, and one of them I've never heard of. I guess El Dorado is because of that animated movie,
Road to El Dorado.
Road to El Dorado. So I don't know.
Who knows?
That was already explored.
Did you know they're making a modern day spinoff of that movie? It's called Train to El Dorado.
Cool.
I'd like that movie.
Yeah,
I
you
bet
would like
you
that
would.
movie.
It's so fucking dumb.
All right, we're hanging on.
I heard it's kind of slow at the beginning, but then it starts chugging along.
It picks up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it does.
You motherfuckers. So they have to get the second half.
Which is in the president's desk
Yep.
in the Oval Office.
So hey, guess what's happening at the White House?
They,
hunt.
They go with, yeah.
The egg hunt.
Easter at the
So
White
they
House.
sneak
Well, they
right
call
on.
it an egg roll, so I expected something heavily different.
Nah,
No.
Easter time for the kids. There was
is
a
America,
there was a
not
weird
Japan.
kid
Sorry.
there where he like knew like
Yeah, the really smart,
History.
sassy kid who argued with Ben Gates about his family being a traitor.
I expected that scene to become more of a scene than what it did.
Like he punches the kid in the face.
I expected to escalate
Dude.
more than it did because how he
Dude.
Well,
got.
he purposely
I
he looked
wanted to
around and there
punch
were like
that
people
kid.
looking at him, so he calmed it down just
Right.
because he knew he'd kick that kid's ass.
Like straight up
Dude.
about to uppercut a child.
Then in comes the White House curator dude. He's like, "Yo, what's going on over here?"
Oh, you're with him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Are you-
Well, we
are
should
you two back
clarify.
together?
Well, we should clarify that Ben Gates and Abigail they went to the White House together.
Yes.
To I don't know why those two specifically, but hey, they need to get back together somehow. So why not? Let's go to the White House and sneak into the Oval Office.
I don't know how they were planning on getting there until they saw the guy that Abigail's been on.
I
a
know,
date
right?
with From the earlier
I guess they
movie,
were really
early part of
banking
the
on
movie.
seeing him there.
Yeah.
It's not like he has like a job to do or anything.
Yeah, no, he
But
doesn't.
then, but
Then
then,
again, I don't-
she sweet talks him a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take you.
Yeah,
I'll
take
give you
it.
a, give
You
you a
could
look."
you could come around.
That-
you
yeah,
could
that
go along
doesn't
for the ride,
stop.
Ben Gates. Oh, dude, they get to the Oval Office and
Gates
obviously
needs a distraction.
Gates
to
needs a distraction.
look at the desk.
So
She loses an earring, quote unquote.
quote unquote, she just like takes it off her
Yeah.
ear and she's like, "Oh, I lost my earring."
So they start
And
looking
he's
at
like,
it.
"Oh,
I'll help you
Mr.
find it.
Knight in shining armor's like, I'll help you find it," and they fuck.
right there.
they
First,
just-
they start looking for the earring, but then they just start doing it because he's like, maybe the earring's in here.
dude, like she's like
And that
exposing her chest. She's like bending over. Ben Gates, he's just working on getting that like
that
secret,
gives him a little bit of time to watch, and
yeah, get that secret door open, but also like being like, "What the hell are you doing? The fuck?"
They're fucking.
They're fucking.
What's
So-
oh, you're fucking.
So he like gets the last code in, and it makes like that popping noise. And
which
so she's
I don't know how the curator didn't hear
whoa,
any of that.
he heard it, but she's like, "Oh, you found my earring."
It was muffled out by passionate moans.
I'm gonna say because, yeah, I mean, yeah, because immediately afterwards,
she is actually moaning. She's like,
because she
because
just
they're making out.
She just makes out with that motherfucker right in front of him.
Mm-hmm. I
And
think
they-
that was partly just for spite.
Yeah.
Like
Yo, fuck you, dude.
Fuck you, Ben Gates.
Fuck you, Ben Gates.
But then
so he opens up the secret thing, and
and
There's no wood.
discovers it's not there.
yeah,
He couldn't
tablet's
pitch a
gone.
tit this time.
But somebody decided to put a stamp there.
Yeah,
For some
an
reason.
eagle.
I don't know why, but he's like, "Hey, look, a clue. I'll take a picture of it."
That was his second clue
And then he
in the
stands
notebook.
there for
and
like
then it
a
was mail
solid
time.
minute just watching what's going on. Just
Yeah.
watching them make out. And he just looks really uncomfortable.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. That was a hell of a makeout session for him. I mean, he turned out well
Yeah.
out of that whole situation. He was like, all right. He might get fired, but he went to the oral office.
So they don't find what they're looking for in the desk.
Right.
So
They
they're
find-
like, man, what do we do now? They find that symbol, and
They
then-
leave.
Yeah,
So-
they leave because they're just like, I don't know what to do
And
now.
then that's when they meet up with Riley, isn't it?
And he talks about his book. He's like, oh, I have an
And
idea.
this is his one shining moment
Yeah.
in the whole movie.
Just like the last movie when it was
Yeah.
about time.
Something he knew that they didn't.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you should have read my book, bitch.
Yeah, the president's book.
And then that's when we discover that he had mailed a copy of his book to Ben Gates, who didn't even bother to open it.
Just kept it in the back of his van. Just like
He was busy
Whatever.
solving crimes.
He's
No,
a-
that's
He
not what
really
does.
wasn't.
he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He was just being an asshole. That's all he was doing.
The whole movie has this weird theme of being like, hey, I'm Ben Gates and I'm right about everything.
I
Only,
think that's why Abigail and him separated.
yeah, that's actually.
But he
part of
ends
it.
up being right.
wrong. Well,
No, right.
right.
He's right, Dakota.
He's always
It's
right.
Nicolas Cage. He's always right.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I don't know how to argue that because like there's no real examples of him being wrong,
Exactly.
but there's just
If there are no examples,
he's-
it does not exist. It
but
is
there's
not
examples of
possible.
him just not knowing shit and
Right.
being like, oh, well, you don't know because I don't know. That was the whole Riley thing.
And then Riley's
I
like,
don't know what you've been told.
what are you going with?
I don't know any further. I can't go any
What-
further. That joke.
All right. So Riley's book had the chapter about the president's secret book.
And
Secret.
that's the
The book
stamp
of
that he had found in the desk.
Secrets.
Right.
Was the
I just like that shot a lot. I like that scene a lot.
It's a secret.
Shut up.
There's mics everywhere. This place is bugged. Shh, it's a secret.
I quit.
But I was about to say something.
Yeah.
I like that scene a lot. Like it's a really good scene of him. It's shot real well. I like the music under. It just fits real well. Well, I kind of lost my train of thought. Someone shushed me.
Man, this critique is going really well. Try to critique
I'm
it,
here
and
for
you're
the
just
comedy.
Yeah,
It's a
that's about
sequin.
me. Like halfway through this, we're
I
kind
noticed
of we're
that.
kind of
like, how's it going, Cody, over there? I think we're like over the halfway point with this movie right now. We're probably like 40, 50 minutes in.
yeah. The second half
Man,
I like a
You
little better.
remember?
Than
You
the
remember you
first half.
saying you wish you would have been here for the first one?
This is what it was like.
I
It was worse than
I can see why. I can. Oh,
Yeah.
but they realize
just no.
they realize they need to kidnap. No, that they don't need to do that now. They realize.
No,
no,
He goes to talk to the FBI guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's when
Who was a
FBI
Freemason.
Yeah, in the previous movie. But that's
Yeah.
when the FBI
He's probably
guy's
still a
like,
Freemason.
"Hey, pulls out Riley's book, blah blah blah, conspiracy shit that we keep up with," and then makes Gates feel even shittier for not
he
reading the
should.
book. Yeah, and then it leads to another scene of them just talking. I guess as friends more so.
yeah, because they're outside.
Yeah, which
So he's a
established-
person.
He
Not an
establishes
FBI
that their relationship is more than that of just like FBI agent and Ben Gates.
They're lovers.
Possibly. We don't
Potentially.
know. Maybe that's the climax of the movie.
They share some passionate.
And he says the
Smooches.
only
Was
person
it
that would
smushes?
know the book is the president. And you would have to ask the president.
I'm going to steal the president of the United States.
Which leads to a cuts to a scene of
like
them
that?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
at Papa Gates' house. And him being like, well, guess I'm going to have to kidnap the president. And everyone losing their shit as they should.
You're right. Like, what?
But then Riley's like, I'm in. Let's do this.
I had a couple bitches first, but
He
now
had a
he's
couple
in.
bitches, and then they just left.
That's what he deserves, though. Like, he deserves something
He
good.
deserves some love.
He's had a rough time this entire movie.
He has.
Which they had to get the president to Mount Vernon
Yeah.
because I
Is
don't
that
know. If,
tunnels underneath of it? Is that was
I know
the reason?
there were like secret tunnels underneath
they
Mount
thought
Vernon.
they could trap him there.
Not really trap him, but just get it to where they could
Cage
he can
him.
talk to the president alone and see if he can get the
Cage just wants to be alone with everyone in this movie.
see if he could find out where the book of secrets is at.
He's so
Cage,
horny.
because there's the whole Cage, like, diving off the boat thing.
Oh yeah, because he's in the scuba. He's Scuba Steve.
Which gives me my favorite line of him probably from the entire movie of, eventually I'll wear this to a party I'm actually invited to.
He's talking about the suit when he rips off his scuba gear. He's wearing a suit underneath, and he's talking about the suit there.
So yeah, they did end up like getting the president to go to Mount Vernon because they like booked every other place,
Right.
So they had to schedule his whatever it was,
or like
at Mount
booked every
Vernon.
place, or made it sound like every place would have like some
Repair-
like
need
repairs
repairs,
or something
yeah.
like that. So Mount Vernon was like the only available place for the president to go. For I think it was his birthday.
Yeah,
It sounded like birthday.
I think it was his
said
birthday.
You saw the sign
I
from
didn't
behind.
Okay.
realize it was his birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He got kidnapped on his fucking birthday?
yeah,
The best birthday present
Holy
ever.
shit.
yeah, dude.
Well, he wasn't really kidnapped. I mean,
He was quote unquote
He was
everybody
old man
else
napped.
he was kidnapped, but
So Ben Gates gets into the party.
He kind of
Okay, first off, I don't know how he got into the party, just
He just
without
kinda
like an
walked
ID
in.
check or
He just
anything like
walked
that.
in.
There was a guard. He's like,
he acted
The
like
president has a fun line about that when he walks up to him with the documents. He's like,
No.
"Oh, you must have my secret service all over the place right now."
And he's
Just
like,
alluding
huh?
to the whole like plot of the movie of him being
President
related
killer
to
and all this.
President Killer and
which
stuff.
you know,
And-
still working on clearing his name.
yeah.
And Nick Cage is like, for like a
Yeah.
second.
It's like,
uh-oh.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
He's on
that's
to
not why they should be
me.
on to me. But you're not wrong, Mr.
But hey,
President.
I gotta show you something. You
He
wanna,
pulls out a map.
yeah, of like Mount Vernon and all like the
Yes, the
tunnels.
tunnels,
He's like,
secret
hey, there's
tunnels.
apparently a secret tunnel right over here, Mr.
he's like
President.
you wouldn't care about this though.
I know
He's
you have like a because the president in the movie he went to I
He
think
was like an architect or something like that.
I don't know if it was an
Yeah,
architect.
he said-
He went to
He-
college.
he
He got a
majored in
degree in
architecture or something.
historical architecture.
Yeah, something
like that.
something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
and he's like, fuck
Like,
yeah, that's like
fucking
right up my alley.
Rocking
Yeah.
Let's do
a
this.
solid one over this
Yeah.
blueprint.
Yeah, so-
yeah.
So Ben Gates, president, and two of the president's bodyguards go down
On each
into
other.
go down to where the tunnel is located, and since it's a cramped room where the entrance to the tunnel is, only Ben Gates and the president go in, and the two bodyguards stay outside of the room.
Then they find.
And that fucking bodyguard,
He really wanted to protect him.
dude, I'll give it to
doing
him,
his job.
Yeah.
but he didn't do his job.
Nope.
But the president told him not to do his job.
His
I think
job,
he has
his
to listen if the
job,
president tells him
his
no.
job is to keep an eye on the motherfucker.
Right.
He did.
He can,
And he tried, but the president was like, "No, no,
hey,
no."
Alone time,
instead
please.
of backing up further away from like the entrance to the room, just go like across the hallway so he can still keep an
Yeah.
eye into the room. But nah, the dude just dumb and went down like a few doors
Right.
because he's a fucking idiot and he deserves to get fired. Which he doesn't get fired at the end of the movie.
We don't know that for sure.
No, he's there.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Well, he was there, but he could have gotten fired after that. In National Treasure 3, we'll find out
To
he was
my
fired.
knowledge, no, he did not get fired.
We can write some fan fiction where he gets fired.
He gets fucked by the president. That's what happens.
Well, I don't think it's what you do to
But-
reward people for failing you.
But well, you know, it happens.
well,
Ben Gates kidnaps the president by having the president go into the secret door
Because the
first,
secret door comes open.
then he shuts the door
and
behind
then
him.
shuts the door
He
behind
traps him in a cage
Close,
of lust.
close,
No.
and he's
Then
trying
they
to
start tongue
trying to
punching
smooth talk
each
his
other's
way
buttholes.
with the president to try to find out where the location of the like president book of secrets is located, which hey, he finds it out that's in the Library of Congress by just
Neat.
being a
He's being a good guy. He
just
wasn't
a, being
threatening him. He was
a good
like,
guy, just like
actually
Oh,
trap
what
him.
are you gonna do with me? You gonna fuck me down here? He's like, no.
I mean, unless you want to.
I mean, if you want to get out of here, it's that door right there. Just keep following there. I just want to clear my family's name, and you're the only person who can do that. And I'd greatly appreciate if you could, maybe do that, please. I suck your dick, man. Yeah, just
And he's like, yes, let's get back to the oral office.
let's get back to the oral office after this.
So they make their way downtown.
Yeah, well, he finds out
I
where
don't know the rest of that song either.
Oh,
President tells
walking
him-
fast.
Tells him the
the location
Yeah,
of
something
the
bound.
I
book,
can't remember.
Yeah.
and well, they go to get the book in the Library of Congress,
Mhm.
and it ends up not being exactly where the president told him.
Well, it was. It's
Well,
it
just,
was, but it was in
they
a
had to
hidden
find it. It
compartment.
was a hidden compartment on the
above.
bookshelf.
Yeah, where they
was.
had to put in the code that the
Yeah.
president gave them.
8675309.
309. Yes.
Right.
And it opens.
Which, hey, that was like all the secrets to, United States right there.
Conspiracies and all that.
Which-
Like Area
all that good
51,
stuff.
JFK assassination. No, we don't have
Yeah,
time
that
for
book
that.
has enough material to be like, hey, we can have infinite.
We need
infinite National Treasure spinoffs.
we need
But-
to find out where what the picture of the wood tablet was. Which did it say when that wood tablet was destroyed?
I don't remember.
Because they
It
took a
might-
It
picture.
was,
It might
it
have
was
said
one
they
of the
took a
presidents
picture,
took a
then
picture of it.
destroyed it.
I
and
would say
destroyed
they
it.
took a picture of it and then immediately destroyed it, which is
Odd, but
weird.
Oh, they stated it was during whose term was it?
Honestly, I'm trying to think of who term.
For
It
some reason, my
was.
brain wants to say Eisenhower, but that doesn't
I
feel
don't.
right.
I wanted to say Ford. Almost.
Ford.
If it was Ford,
I think we're both.
I think John Quincy Adams.
I think.
I don't think
thought
that's
said
it
Carter.
either.
Carter? Was it Carter?
Carter actually does sound right.
that
Or is it Coolidge?
probably.
I don't know.
It's not
Was
cool.
It was. I don't know.
One of the presidents.
A president
Yeah,
at some point.
we
Good
have-
luck with that. Was like
One of the presidents between Lincoln
Lincoln
and Bush.
and Bush. Well, they don't say that it was Bush in the movie.
Well,
it's just
whatever.
president.
He's President
Which the
Tree.
which president was played by Bruce Greenwood, so it could be
Which,
just
yeah,
be
he
Mr.
doesn't have a
Greenwood,
specific name. It's just the president.
so Greenwood is the president. I mean,
But here, I want to take note. There was a scene that almost pissed Dakota off because when he was
Oh.
taking books off of the shelf, Dakota was like, "He better not, goddamn, just toss those on the floor."
Oh yeah, I was
And
real
he
pissed
hands
about.
them to Riley.
Yeah.
or,
Riley
yeah,
was there
Riley.
to save the day.
Yeah, he
Once
holds the
again.
books
Good
for
guy
him.
Riley, for
I
real.
like how that was really close to pissing you off.
Dakota's a book hugger.
I work in a library, guys. That kind of stuff fries me out real hard. It's not fair.
Does it?
Especially those
Send
old
a-
books in the Library of
Yeah,
Congress.
that's why I was having a heart
definitely-
attack. I was like, he's not about to throw these books on the fucking floor, is he?
Did that send like a twinge down your spine?
It kind of did.
Fuck off. Fuck off with that.
I'm just.
Straight up fuck
Everyone
off.
should take a page out of Riley's book and learn to be the better man.
So pretty much while they're getting the president's book,
Don't worry, I got you covered.
we're
That's some quality content.
so when they're getting the president's
I'm
book,
gonna index these jokes.
cops are rolling up.
I'm gonna slit my wrists.
Cops are rolling up. Which I don't know how the cops know that he's in the Library of Congress, because the president said, "Hey, the conversation that we had, that was just between the two of us, and we're not going to tell anyone else."
He might have tattletaled.
Which is weird because then
Oh,
Big
but he
Gates
said that-
immediately went to Riley and Abigail's like, "Hey, we're going here because the president told me."
Well, he said that maybe the FBI guy, the Sadusky, knew more about the book than he let on.
Okay.
So he may have already known.
Like
the
know
book
where the
was.
location is, but
Yeah.
not the code.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, because he got a call and he's like, "Gates did what?"
Which I think when Gates talked to the FBI agent, the FBI agent just said, "Just talk to the president, not kidnap him."
Well, it's a national secret. You can't just talk about that
Yeah.
out in the open like that. Which, granted, they talked about that when they left the cave.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know. Why he didn't talk. It took him that long just to figure out what he wanted to say.
Yeah, fair enough.
There was
Or
there was probably a hobo squatting over in the bushes.
He's like,
heard
"I'm
every
set."
word.
It's in Virginia. It's close enough to West Virginia. It's possible. So, cops are inbound to the library.
They find out they need to go to Mount Rushmore.
Not yet,
Not
because
yet.
they had to have it deciphered first, because they don't know.
So by Gates' mommy.
Yeah, so they had to get that to Mommy Gates.
So he sends a picture of it to his dad.
Yes.
Picture
which
of
means
what?
Wilkinson,
The
his
picture,
wiener.
the picture of the other half.
I
of
mean,
the
what
tablet.
else kind of pictures you send to your father other than dick pics?
I don't know.
He said, "Hey, Dad, is yours bigger?"
That's some big wood.
No,
besides-
they didn't find the wood this time.
well, they got the picture
They
of the
found
picture
a
of
picture.
the.
Yeah,
They
took a
found the dick
picture of the picture.
He found the president's dick pic.
Shut up.
So I like that
Yeah,
Wilkinson
yeah.
had cloned Papa Gates' phone. Because what if Papa Gates was just getting some outside?
Ooh.
That was my thought during the entire movie. What if Papa
Well, he's
Gates
an old man, so if he was getting
what if
action
this
like
old
that,
man
ooh,
was just knocking boots this entire time?
good for him, I guess.
He just calls like sex hotlines.
Yeah, and Wilkinson was getting
He just-
all of that.
Your Viagra subscription is coming in now. Oh
Hot and
God!
horny singles in your area.
So they had to talk. So they had to
He
talk. To
texts bigger to 36553.
they had to have it deciphered by Mama Gates. So
But
Daddy
say-
Gates he's talking. He has to go talk to Mama Gates.
But
He has to go.
But Wilkinson obviously knows that he's inbound, so he
He gets
goes-
there first.
He gets there first and threatens her to lie about it, about the decipher.
He threatens to kill Daddy Gates, Patrick Gates. Yeah.
Daddy Gates.
But they,
And,
they had already figured out this point that it was Mount Rushmore.
No.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
they did. Yes,
I think they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
I thought they needed it deciphered, and they like kind of knew.
There was something in
sorta?
the book about Rushmore that they rushed through.
Yeah.
yeah, they kind of.
I'm like this close from walking out right now. this is so bad.
stay.
I know we're almost at the end too of the movie.
This is just an endurance test of jokes.
This is what like every
you make
cage
it?
is going to be. I might not come for another cage.
It'd be
That's what
boring
you
if we
know.
just went through it.
It's painful for me. I just want you to know it is painful. It's so painful.
I don't think I'm going to be here for episode 3.
Why?
You said that about episode 2.
Yeah, and Simon and I can't
I
get
didn't-
through
we
an
can't.
episode. No,
yeah, you'll still be at the prologue. Because we talking about the Civil
we would have
War.
went through at least 30 different topics between that point.
I
And
know.
shitty jokes galore. Like, we need at least one straight man of the two goofballs.
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking head hurts right now. Jesus Christ.
Well, let's keep moving.
They're gonna
she-
decipher it. She gets threatened by Wilkinson. She lies to Daddy Gates
Papa
about
Gates. Yeah.
about
Daddy-
it.
But Daddy Gates is kind of onto it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on to it. He tells his son, and obviously they're on to it. So everyone, including Wilkinson and his goons, they meet up at Mount Rushmore, and they pretty much just decide to leave Wilkinson's gun goons behind.
Which I am amazed that he just agreed to that. Like,
I know, it's like, hey, we'll take you up there, but leave your guys and your guns back here. And he's like, all right, I
drive
guess
a
I'll
hard
do
bargain.
it.
I think it was because Wilkinson, kind of the same thing as the first movie, is he knew he couldn't find it without Gates. And that was the only way he could get Gates to do it.
Okay.
So, I guess, I don't know.
So they're going up behind Mount Rushmore to that, I guess it's like a lake behind there.
Yeah.
And
Lake Rushmore.
yeah. And they had to pour water on like the nearby rocks and try to find the, I think it was like a symbol of an eagle.
It was the eagle's butthole.
Yeah, they had to shove their hand in
middle
the
of its
eagle's
chest, yeah.
butthole to open up like
That's
the
not where your
secret,
butthole is.
open up the secret like pathway to Ebola.
Yes. I mean, if you shove your arm in an eagle's butthole,
You're going to get Ebola.
yep,
Well, Cibola. Cibola?
close enough.
I think it's Cibola. Cibola or Cibola is the actual gold city they're
I think
looking for.
Cibola.
Because I don't want to keep saying Ebola.
Ebola is a disease. Cibola is a city, a mythical city.
The second mythical golden city
Yeah,
behind Mount Rushmore that they hinted at the beginning the Spanish dude in Florida was brought to.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. So they open up the pathway to the city. Immediately gets closed behind them because trap activates. But, I mean, just
Yeah, speaking of which, Riley just like barely touches a rope and it just flies
everything
apart.
comes
And
tumbling down.
And then they get closed in.
Right.
They
And
get
then-
trapped.
You know.
Don't
Caged.
say it.
So they're making their way further down because that's the only way for them to go. And they fall. Well, Wilkinson, Abigail,
Everybody but-
Ben, the two
And Gates'
Riley.
parents.
Yeah.
the parents
Mama and Papa Gates.
fall on like a balancing trap pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like just like a
Which
platform.
doesn't fall apart
I-
for some reason right as soon as they touch it.
I'm surprised it didn't fall like while it was sitting there for
Like-
like the past like 100 some odd years.
It's like the elevator in the tunnel in the first movie.
yeah, pretty
Where it
much.
just looks like it should just fall apart instantly. Any
Yeah.
pressure, any weight.
Yeah, so when 4 people just like fall down on top of it, oh hey, it's fine.
It's cool.
Until
Do you think that hole led to Zion?
what the fuck are you talking about?
This isn't the Matrix.
What the fuck are you talking
That's
about?
a throwback to the
Yes, throwback
other
to episode 1.
I was gonna say,
Where really deep holes lead to Zion in the Matrix.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a
was
good
just-
joke, but
it's
it's
not-
our joke.
No, I just
Reoccurring jokes are fun.
I know, but that I even
Obscure reoccurring
I even
jokes are
listened
fun.
to the podcast and I still was like, what the fuck you talking about? Until
hope
you talked
everyone
about
else is
the joke
too.
about the first one. I'm like, oh, I got it now. It's fucking dumb.
Totally worth bringing up.
I guess so.
Oh, then on that platform they have a well-balanced meal and decide to leave.
It was like a balancing act they had to do there between like the 4 of them, and of course when they're trying to figure everything out, Wilkinson's like, hey, I want to be the first one off.
After I made that not so good joke, Cody got up and tried to leave.
All right, there.
Can't take it.
I feel like the title for this one should be "This One's Gonna Hurt."
I don't know.
This one's gonna hurt. God damn, dude.
Can we just finish this?
We're near the end.
I'll say
It's
almost
okay. So they get off the balancing trap because Wilkinson was the first one to get off.
They climb up an old ladder.
Right, an old ladder, which I'm
That
surprised it held
Stayed
their
together
weight.
compared to that rope Riley touched.
Right, which Wilkinson, since he was the first one up, he kind of took his
Well,
sweet
it-
time
At
because
least,
he
at
found the
least
knife.
one
grabbed a
rung.
knife.
At least one rung broke though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he
true.
climbed up.
But that was on Wilkinson, though. The first one.
Yeah.
Everyone else, just fine. And
He's
when,
just really
and when
mad.
Riley and Ben Gates
There you
were on
go.
it,
Yeah.
it didn't
It
do
held
shit.
perfectly, yeah.
It didn't do shit. Dumb.
See, now you know how we felt during that cave scene in the first
cave
movie.
scene?
It was
Oh.
all old rickety stuff, and you're like, no way, no way,
no way.
no way. Oh,
So parents had their little like
yeah,
side like adventure bonding time.
They,
and fucking fuck.
Oh,
They
you're
start-
gonna make that
yeah.
joke.
They start swinging.
Well, yeah, they swing.
it's the
They
joke.
swing
Yeah, they
across the
said swing.
cavern.
They're
Yeah.
swingers.
They swing across the cavern, make it, and they fuck on the other side.
Then they
Yeah.
found another couple, and then they fucked.
And then they fuck. So hey, yeah, they were really like adamant on like not being together, and then all of a sudden, hey, we went across one cavern. I'm fine with being together again.
I mean,
Let's do it.
swinging from a vine
Let's do it.
really connects you.
Let's fuck. And that did. And there you go. Swing across vines and caverns. That's how you get laid, guys.
They
Or
swing.
girls, actually. You never know.
They swing across the vine to find the other couple, and the other couple. They ask the other couple, "Hey, don't look at me like that. I have a joke. I have a joke where this is going."
First off, I know this is a joke, and I should clarify there is actual no other couple on the other side. You're just being dumb and stupid.
Yeah, what if somebody hasn't watched this movie?
I was gonna say.
We don't have to let them know it accurate.
Well, I
portrayal of
don't-
The movie.
I know you don't. I kind of want it to be somewhat accurate.
They find the other couple and they're like, "Hey, do you know where the exit is?" And they're like, "No, but I can show you an entrance." And then they start swinging.
God damn it. I mean, the closest I gotten to not being accurate is they're fucking. But hey, I mean, that's what happened now.
I think it's totally implied.
It's totally implied that they fucked. Because they met up with them later when they got to the city of Ebola. I mean, Cibola. Well, I did that on purpose.
Wait, don't they have to raise an anchor or something before?
Oh, true.
They had to cut off the water in that
yeah,
one room.
the other party before they had to raise
They
the...
twist the wheel and
Well, they didn't. They lowered gates or...
yeah,
They lowered gates.
Wait.
They lowered stone gates
not
to cut
bend
off
gates.
water
Cut off the
from,
water from
Yeah.
flooding the
in.
city.
They lowered him down and he drank all the water.
Right. So once the water is emptied from the city, they go down to explore it. And hey, there's mom and dad.
Because they're up high. They didn't explain how they got down from that high position they were at. But
Well, they just went on their own separate journey.
and everything
you know?
was lit in there. Like all the
Yeah,
lights
it was.
were lit.
It did look like there were torches lit in there, which is. But then again, it was gold, and I know there was like light coming off from where they were.
Like refracting.
right, just reflecting.
Are they
I
similar
don't know.
words?
Correct.
I don't know, but just I know like where they were raising the stone gates to cut off the water. I know there was like light coming up from there, so it might have shined through,
Shine
shone
down.
shone,
Shown. I
shone,
think it'd be shown.
shone through like the cave tunnels and
Yeah.
got there and thus light in the city.
I can only think
guess. I
of
don't
one
know.
Shine Down song at the top of my hive, and I don't think it's a very prominent one. It's like 45.
Oh, I feel,
the barrel.
Crow and the Butterfly.
Crow and the Butterfly.
That was a good
was-
one.
Yeah, the one that came down.
There's I know a lot of them.
butterfly.
I'm not going to get into.
Sound of Madness. Is that one?
Sound of Madness.
That's the other
Devour, Cry for Help.
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
I haven't listened to Shine
Cyanide,
Down
Sweet Tooth,
forever.
Suicide.
Mm.
Cut the Cord. Bully.
I haven't listened to Shine
Devil.
Down since like middle school, so
Me
this
neither.
is all very new to
Mine-
me.
mine was like
they
a
have
year
a few
ago.
good songs
Yeah, they do.
since then, but Sound of Madness is still like one of the best albums.
Wasn't Nicolas Cage in Shine Down? He was like the backup singer.
What the fuck?
wasn't he?
No, shut up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
talking about?
Wow, you cut that one real quick. Was just not having
What are you
it.
talking about?
No. Where are we?
Anyway,
They
They're in
met
the
up. They
city.
met up in the city.
and they're all looking
found,
at.
okay, they finally found the city. This is the golden
They're
city they've
in
been
the
talking
city.
about.
So,
They're in all the gold.
Like the climax of the movie, maybe.
Yeah, which, I
possibly.
mean-
we're not.
It's when the
Hey,
swingers finished.
It's a city
yeah,
of gold. I
And
mean,
They found
all,
it,
yeah, they all kind of split up, and
I still don't understand what finding the city of gold proved.
Because they were like,
Other
I did
than-
it. Gates was like, I did it for you, Dad. And
And his dad was like, I did it for you, Dad. And then,
I have no idea
Yeah,
what
I
that
don't-
was even
I don't know if
supposed to.
Yeah.
right. That's what my problem with the whole like title of the Book of Secrets. Cool. It plays into the plot, but it feels more like National Treasure, Search for the City of Gold. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have just had it where it's like he just wanted to find the city. Okay,
Right.
cool.
Cool.
So
I guess.
obviously, when they're checking out the city,
The dams break.
yep, the
The
stone
floodgates.
gates
floodgates.
they start breaking and water
water's
starts
rising.
pouring in.
Yeah,
And it's
Right.
all like the water's like draining underneath like the
Main temple in their room.
that they are currently
Standing
standing on.
Yeah.
yeah. So they go down there and oh look, a contraption where
It's like another anchor thing where they
Yeah,
push
like-
open
on
up
it.
the door to let the water out.
Yeah, so
get
like
us
someone
out.
has to keep the door open
So they don't
so
drown.
that they can escape.
We have to specify the scene here is water is filling up in the room quickly, and they are going to drown if they do not escape quickly.
Right. So they have to turn the mechanism to raise the door.
Every
But
time
that-
you say raise the and take a moment, I want to say stakes.
Well, it's raising the stakes because when the door is raised, the cave,
Somebody has to hold it.
Well,
Yeah.
the cave on the other side gets flooded with water.
Yeah.
And, they have to get through there so they can live.
So someone needs to stay behind and hold the door open while everyone else
Wow.
goes through.
And that's
Everyone else gets through.
That's when
Wilkinson.
Mitch.
Wilkinson pulls the knife on Lady Cage.
Right,
Yeah,
because they try to leave,
Abigail.
and
Or
he's
Lady
like,
Gates.
no,
anyway.
I
Abigail.
go first.
Both-
and then
both
in the
works.
process of that, the room fills up. They start to open the door so he can leave, but all the water rushes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
pushes Ben Gates towards the door, and Wilkinson is stuck with the door,
Right.
which
So
he's,
he wanted to be the one to leave. Gates was going to stay behind and hold
Right.
it and sacrifice himself.
yeah,
but
to
then
keep everyone else alive.
Right.
Through
But
some circumstances, Mitch Wilkinson is stuck there.
yeah, which Wilkinson said when he had the knife to Abigail's throat, it's like, hey, if you leave from there, I'm just going to let the thing just drop on you.
But then he held it.
But he held it. He held it.
And he had like a turn of good guyness, like a redeeming scene.
His
Right.
redemption arc, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his little, like,
You mean a redeeming 5 minutes?
Well, yeah.
not even 5. It was
And
like
he-
30 seconds. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, and Nick Cage is like, I'll figure
Yeah,
it
Nick-
out.
big-
After all the horse shit he's went through this
He's
entire
like, I'll
movie,
save you. I'll stay
save
behind
you.
here and save you.
It's like,
And then-
nah,
you need
there's
to get out
no
of here.
time. You need to get out of here,
Yeah,
man.
and then we find out what
I
Wilkinson
don't know.
accent
You
was
need
that?
to get out of here, man.
And then
Get
we
outta
find
here.
out what
Get outta
Wilkinson
here.
wanted the whole time. He just wanted his family to have recognition,
Hmm.
I guess. And in the process of doing so, put the Gates family on blast.
See, I really wanted
What a
it to
dick.
be Wilkinson was like a descendant of John Wilkes Booth.
I
and
really
this
thought they were
was-
foreshadowing
And this
that.
would have been like him trying to like redeem his family's name.
I don't think you can redeem John Wilkes Booth.
He tried. He
Yeah.
tried, which that's all I could give him. But he did shady ways to try to do that.
That's
so-
what the Gates family was trying to do. Same thing.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it's true, but
But yeah, but they were under like libel
Well,
and slander.
yeah,
Right.
So,
their family literally didn't help in the assassination.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that didn't actually end up happening.
Yep.
Wilkinson, I don't think, was a part of. Yeah.
No.
Any of that. Which, yeah, just all this unnecessariness just because this man got real petty.
Yeah.
And with no real motivation.
Yeah. I mean, he could have just gone up to Ben Gates and like, hey, there's this gold city I'd like you to help me out on.
Yeah, and
Probably
I'm just-
would have been fine with it.
Right.
Nope, guys, slander, and I gotta drown in this fucking city.
The movie
while
needs
you
to have a
escape.
bad guy, though.
I know.
It's gotta have a bad
They
guy.
don't need
but
a
they should've-
bad guy.
They should have done the
guy.
bad guy the right way.
How?
Like the first
Like,
one?
have a good plot.
Ian comes back.
Ian's
That would
back.
work. I'd be
He
fine
breaks
with
out
that.
of jail
Yeah.
and
Honestly, it would have made more
Chases him.
sense. Ian's back with a vendetta.
but then why would he have to clear his family's name?
He wouldn't have.
It would
to.
be a different plot.
Oh,
Probably
so they
a
just
more,
completely redo the movie.
No,
Yeah,
he would do
I'm-
it just to fuck with Ben Gates.
yeah,
That's why.
a different plot, a more sensible plot.
Yeah,
other than the
because
convoluted
in the
one we
first
got.
movie he didn't let him have the first treasure.
Yeah.
He cheated him out of it. So he wants to get back at him and get a different treasure or something.
Yeah.
Say
No,
he beat
no.
Ben Gates.
And then everything else wouldn't feel as unnecessary.
Right. Still have the President's Book of Secrets and all that, but
Right.
nah. No, Wilkinson drowns. Well, he
Sad,
keeps.
I think.
Well,
He is
Ben
now-
Gates. Ben Gates was getting crushed by the door,
Yeah.
but Wilkinson stops it from crushing him, and he raises it just enough to where he can get out from under the door and meet up with everyone on the other side, while Wilkinson just drowns.
Right.
He is now red, dead, but yet redeemed.
Close.
You tried.
You
I tried.
You tried.
I went the distance and I tripped.
You did.
O'Reilly introduces himself to Mama Gates.
Because he didn't earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Never met her.
So he picks the moment after a near-death experience to be like, "Hey, I'm Riley, by the way," which I think she'd already gathered from context.
Yeah.
But okay.
I thought it would have been
It's
funny.
nice
It's
of him
like,
to
oh
introduce
yeah, I
himself.
read your book. That would have been good.
Ooh, that'd be a stab.
And he'd
That'd
be
been
like,
good.
"Really? Did you like it?" And she just not respond.
That
That would have been a really
that would have
tasty
been-
ending.
Ouch.
Just to add on to all the other
No, that
horse shit.
just would have made Ben Gates even more of an asshole. Because his mom would have read the book and he didn't. Ooh. That would
right.
that didn't happen though.
Now that we're back on Riley, when we the scene where they were balancing, good guy Riley offered to stay.
Oh yeah, he did. He was
Like-
willing to sacrifice himself.
He's offered just to.
But Ben Gates, he was the last one to get off because
Of course.
he needed that action movie
He's got to be
scene.
the hero.
Yeah, to make that like last jump right when the platform gives way, you know?
Right.
You know,
Gotta
Nick
look
Cage
good.
magic.
Gotta happen.
Nick Cage magic, you know?
So,
It's like, oh yeah,
no, I guess.
Why did he turn to Sean
I'm
Connery?
Nick Cage, man.
And then-
Cage.
I'm on the cage here.
Then afterwards,
Yeah,
is
scene
that when
cuts
they?
again.
Is that
Yeah.
when they?
They're,
the president
Oh,
comes
yeah.
and
Oh yeah, they
don't even. No.
Tell me more.
tell
Go
me
on.
more, tell me more. Does he look like a
And
bitch?
is that when he shows him the newspaper headline, or
Yeah.
does that skip?
Does he just
forward?
keep coming and doesn't stop coming?
And he doesn't stop coming, and he doesn't stop coming. No, Cody, we're almost there. We almost made it.
close to leaving. Oh my god.
You want to finish this. You know you do.
I do not want
He's
to
genuinely frustrated right now.
Dude, I'm right there with him. But I know it's almost over. But they meet up with the president, and the
And
president.
He's like,
said-
I forgive you.
I mean, president pardons him
Basically, yeah.
of everything.
And he shows him. He says, "This will be the headline
Oh yeah.
of tomorrow's newspaper,"
It's a
and it's
title
not even a
article.
headline.
Yeah, as a
saying
It's on
that-
the front.
as someone who
page,
works with a
but-
newspaper, no, the headline for that would have been "City of Gold Found," and the Tom Gates thing is just a little article on the side.
Yeah, Tom Gates wasn't part of the assassination.
But they never
Ah.
proved that he wasn't.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
prove.
All they did
just
was find the
found
city
with
of gold, and
city.
he's like, the president's like, "That's good enough. I'll just,
All right.
you're all right."
I don't
He
know
paid
how
him off,
finding the
basically.
city of gold
Hey,
that did.
can we go back to that scene? Because I don't think any of us read that article. Could we have? Like
I'm-
a little bit of it?
Maybe. But I
Because
mean, it's
I'm
not like
curious
it,
as to what was said.
Nice things.
I mean, it's one of those where I don't know how that would have cleared up anything.
Right, and how'd they get the story so fast without interviews from Gates?
I know, right?
Or any
They-
of them. Who would they have talked to and what information?
maybe they
have
did have
gathered?
interviews and stuff, but they just didn't show it in the movie
Possibly.
because it skipped forward
Did
to
it?
whenever. Yeah,
I thought they showed up in
I thought that-
towels.
I thought that was same day,
I thought it was
Yeah,
the same
I
day
thought
as
they
well.
showed up in towels.
which is why
Or
they were
maybe it
meeting like an
was.
Air Force
Maybe it
base.
was.
Right. And president's like, yo, here's the tomorrow's newspaper.
but that's quick for getting a
I
newspaper article
know.
and
I
everything.
know.
The president would have had to fed the newspaper something.
Something.
Like,
But I mean,
Yeah, something, because that's not how that works.
nah.
Then we cut back to a scene of the Golden City again.
Oh yeah, because they
Yeah,
unearthed
earthed it.
it. They
Yeah,
they
They
unflooded
drained
it.
drained
excavated it.
They
That's not
drained
quite
it.
right.
Got everything good.
They were
Got
digging it.
that guy's dead body out of
They're
there,
digging it.
dude.
And then Mama and Papa Gates are there working on stuff. And
Fucking, you know, all that
It's
good
right
stuff.
on top of the table.
Dude, hot take. I'd fuck in the Golden City. 100%.
There are so many locations in this movie I would totally bang on.
Right?
Like the Queen's desk,
Buckingham
yes.
Palace.
Oval
Yeah.
Office?
It'd be
Yep.
Buckingham Palace.
I'll give you that one, only that one.
I think that'd be pretty awesome.
right.
I wonder if like the Queen's ever fucked.
Oh, 100%.
No, never. She's never fucked.
100%.
Like
she doesn't have
At that
kids or
table.
anything.
Yeah.
no, like fucked in like,
Oh,
at
like
her
on the
office
table?
and like on
100%.
that table. Yeah,
think so?
100%. It'd be real hard not to in that
Yeah.
position. You know what I mean?
it's like leave my office. I have important matters to attend.
Her man
Get-
comes up
right.
the dumbwaiter.
Get one of the guards up here. There you go. That's my one like derailing from this whole fucking movie.
How
right
old is
there.
she?
She's up there, man.
She's 80s, isn't
She's
she?
she's up there.
It's at
almost
least,
want to
it's
say
at least
I
80s,
almost
if
want to
not
say
90s.
90.
Mad respect for the
Something.
woman, though.
Still being able to bone at that age.
Jesus fuck.
Sure.
Then again, I don't know.
So we're in the Golden City.
Yeah,
Shit's just going on.
Yeah, they're just getting all the gold out. Looks like deciphering everything.
Right.
Dakota made a joke
Everyone's
here
happy there.
that Mama Gates and like their foreplay sessions, Mama and Papa Gates.
Was that what I made it?
Yeah. That
No, that's not. It's not
No?
Mama and Papa Gates. I was Abigail and Ben.
Oh, no, I thought you were
It's when
talking
they're
Mama and Papa.
outside in front of Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
When Riley
yeah.
gets like a girl interested in him because she
Yeah.
read his book, and when they're just like Abigail's like on like a railing. And,
Yeah. And I
you
just
made
my
your
joke.
comment like
Yeah.
their foreplay is like
Just like
was
some
it?
cipher lock on
her
her
bra.
bra. Something like that you just kind of see throughout the movie because 100% sure he's into it.
I mean, he gets wood when he solves puzzles.
right.
Right.
He did that once. The second time it didn't work out, but
Yeah.
That's where this is going.
ED. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There you go. I mean,
yeah, it cuts
it's
to one more scene.
over. Yeah.
I mean,
And then it cuts to Riley
Getting his car.
He got his car
gets
back.
his car back, and then immediately
Fucks it up.
Yup.
screws it up.
Yeah.
Backs
yeah,
it into
can't
another
backs
car.
into another car. Feels bad, man.
Credits roll. The end.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So let's talk about
Yeah.
the subtitle of this movie,
The Book of Secrets.
Book of Secrets.
Just book
Uh-huh.
of secrets.
Which book is secret?
Are they talking about the president's
I
Book
say
of
the
Secrets?
more I think
They talking
about it-
John Wilkes Booth's
I
Book
say
of
that's-
Secrets.
That's the thing. I'm not 100% sure on if it was like the secret that was tied with like the John Wilkes Booth book or if it was the president's book of actual secrets. I'm not sure.
Right. I'm unclear.
Shut up.
I'm unclear on which book.
Well, I think it's more of the president's book because
It would make more
they had
sense.
the John Wilkes Booth's diary. They have the majority of it, all except those few pages.
True.
So I'll accept those pages that were burnt. It's basically known, whereas the Book of Secrets,
Is
only
not.
the president knows
Right.
about.
And then they had yeah. I mean, if you take out like the whole part with like the John Wilkes Booth diaries, like pages and whatnot, the president's Book of Secrets had more impact on the plot, I would say.
yeah.
Right.
I would agree.
Because especially since with the whole like diary plot that really didn't. I don't.
Yeah. Again, the
How'd
Book of
that go?
Secrets doesn't feel like a good subtitle.
Golden City.
It would have been National Treasure, The Road to Ebola. Cibola, sorry.
They could have taken
Cibola.
what was it, Thomas Gates,
El Dorado.
out of that whole situation and placed it with just a random character,
Yeah, they
and it
could've.
wouldn't have affected the story all
No,
that
it wouldn't
much.
have.
Right.
But it just had to be his great grandfather, so he could be labeled as a
Traitor.
group that assassinated the president,
Yeah.
Right.
or at least an acquaintance, I should say, because he
friend.
didn't. Because he didn't. Oh, whatever. Accomplice. There we go. The accomplice of the John Wilkes Booth.
That's the movie.
Right. There's not much left to talk
Well,
about.
There isn't. That's the entire movie.
the movie.
Is there anything we missed? Sadly, the Declaration of Independence did not make a cameo in this movie. Probably because it was nursing the Bill of Rights right now, and it was on maternity leave. Like Cody.
Bye.
I say,
Love you.
Yeah, you don't have to come back, Cody, because we're pretty much signing off now. So
Love you.
you're good.
Don't
Say it
speak
back,
for all of
please.
us.
No, it's good. I've gave him. He's good. He's good.
He's sobbing
Yeah.
uncontrollably.
You know, right now he's questioning our friendship.
Yeah.
Like, he wonders why he's friends with us.
He says he feels like he's caged.
Well, I think that's a good place to sign off right there. I don't know about you. What was this? Uncaged episode 2?
It's caged episode
Caged?
2.
Well, I feel like it needs to be uncaged
No,
right
it's
now.
caged.
Caged episode 2. A National Treasure. The Book of Secrets. Or National Treasure 2. Actually, I like that more. Caged episode 2. National Treasure 2.
Or Caged episode 2. A National Treasure again.
again. Well,
Again.
whatever.
as well.
Caged episode 2, still golden.
Sign us off, Dakota.
All right.
Please.
We don't know what we're going to watch next.
We have no idea. Well, you'll find out when the episode comes up.
We've thought about going in chronological order of movies Nicolas Cage has been in.
I feel like we've already fucked that up with National Treasure because
Well, we had to start with these because
It's a good entry point.
they're
A lot of
national
people-
treasures.
Yeah, a lot of people in our demographic have seen them anyway.
Yes,
What demographic?
all of them. all all of the people who are alive.
People
right.
who are alive.
Yeah.
That's like 7 billion people.
But we may start going through them chronologically. But if you
Or
have,
not.
or not, it kind of is out of our whim. But if you have any movies you'd like to see us do, you can email them to us with the subject line "Caged," and you can write whatever email on whatever movie you'd like us to do next.
Or just
Well,
leave
any
them in.
Nicolas Cage
Any
movie.
Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
he has to be a lead role too. He can't just pop in for 2 minutes and then be gone.
Or just leave your
on-
suggestion in the comments. We'll definitely read
What
through
about
those.
supporting character? Like he's not like the main
He had
character,
to be in
but
a
like,
good bit,
Okay,
Like
Like
he has to be in
Spider-Verse.
at least like 50% of the movie.
like the Spider-Verse.
like Spider Verse.
Yeah. All right.
Watch that.
We might not. We're not sure.
But if you'd like to email that to us, that is jadedgents@gmail.com.
Cool.
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 Gmail.
Gmail.com.
Well, thank you for listening. This was Caged. If you like what you hear, please take the time to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification bell. I'm Dakota.
I'm Simon.
I'm Simon, and over there's Cody.
Yeah, and Cody,
Cody,
left. He was
sign
tired
off.
of us.
Cody, sign off,
Come
please.
sign off, Cody.
Please.
Please.
Yeah, he's
I will.
done.
All right.
He's done.
So I'm Cody. Thank
It's
you for
fair
listening and goodbye.
All right.
Bye.
God damn.
I guess I'll just have to love you. I've no more senses to come to. I've looked from all angles too.